Welcome to TV Africa News. Hope you had a beautiful day. This is Africa Today. My name is Nahabe Kajura. The headlines.
In the news today, municipality elections start peacefully amidst heavy rains. In Ethiopia, official claims Egypt behind destabilization campaign. Also today, Chagulanyi's journey into politics is amazing. And in sports, Cameroon and Mali go through to quarter-final. These and more stories in our bulletin.
The news in detail. The municipality elections start today in heavy rains. In some areas, polling officials had to hold on the process and wait. The turnout was still low as it was during the mayor's election. Let's show you what happened in different areas.
I know. If you're proving that, where is she?
Laba jebali olondesa abantu nga tebalina tebali mu register. This is a wrong.
You will not bring confusion here. Okay.
Let the afande. Let me vote. Afande. I am the agent.
You are the agent. Yes. You go there and if you are the agent.
Yes, afande. You saw the lady. This is evidence. Afande wanted to come here. He chased us. No, he chased us from here. You got my journalist. Yeah. Oh, it's stuff from CMI. Okay. So.
Mbadde nakamwambaza wentitaga ne bamuteeka ku mmotoka y'amagye ne mutwala. Nange kenyini mundabye walinga nonda ow'amagye mifo gy'okuntaasa za ntugabutuzi. Okitegeera embeera bwetyo si nnungi era tuvumirira ebikolwa ebyo n'abakulembeze baffe n'abakungu mu kakiiko k'ebyokulonda balekera okusomba bannakyalo okuva eri mu kutukwata ensenene babaleete mu kuzanyira mu ficha z'abantu.
Badde kwa ddembe naye obuzibu obuzeewo nti abantu baffe abamu abanufu babakutte babatadde ku poliisi nga tebalina kye bakoze nga tebalina wadde omusango wabula kye tusaba kyokka gavumenti kye beetuyambamu esobole okuteekawo okulonda okw'obwenkanya tusobole okulonda tusobole okujja nga we tubadde tuzze nga twetegese abamu tuba mu layini babajja mu layini olumu mu register toliimu bakebera mbu toliimu ate nga mwoli babuzaabuza kale tubadde tusaba okulonda kwaffe bakuteeke mu bwenkanya.
Nkuba etutaataganyizza okulonda kwa leero naye nga n'ekyokubiri we tulondedde wabaddewo engeri y'ebisooto.
Naye nga ze we nnondedde baakedde bulungi naye okuba yatutawaanyizaamu katono n'ekirala kye ndabyemu okusinza gye nvudde abantu bagabye ku kasente mubadde muggulira wansi eyo atataddemu ssente oyinza okusanga yabadde omutuufu okuyitamu.
Luli yali public holiday naye kaakati tebaatuwadde public holiday. Olaba abantu abamu bagenda mu maofiisi gaabwe balina emirimu gyabwe gya bulijjo gy'okukola olaba nti ennamba ntono.
Robert Sentamu Chagulanyi is the new president who also contested for president in the recent general elections. He has changed the politics in Uganda due to his influence in the youths. Our reporter Nalugo Shakira narrates his journey from a musician into a politician.
Robert Kyagulanyi Ssentamu, known by the stage name Bobi Wine, a self-proclaimed ghetto president, National Unity Platform leader, is a Ugandan politician, activist, singer, actor, businessman, philanthropist, father and a husband. As of 11th July 2017, he serves as the Member of Parliament representing Kyadondo East constituency in Wakiso district in Uganda's Central Region. Bobi Wine is one of the successful and best secular musicians. He has ranked on the list of those famous people who was born on February 12, 1982, and one of the richest secular musicians born in Uganda. He was born on 12 February 1982 in Nkozi Hospital, where his late mother worked with the late J.W. Ssentamu. He grew up in the Kamwokya slum in the northeastern part of Kampala, the capital city of Uganda. Kyagulanyi attended Kitante Hill School, where he attained his Uganda Certificate of Education in 1996, as well as Kololo Senior Secondary School, where he attained his Uganda Advanced Certificate of Education in 1998. He then joined Makerere University in Kampala, where he studied music, dance and drama, graduating with a Bachelor of Arts degree in 2003, and was among the top 3 Ugandan musicians to dominate the industry for long. In 2016, Bobi Wine went back to university to attain a bachelor's degree in law at the International University of East Africa. Bobi Wine reportedly decided to go and study law so that he can better understand the law and become a good lawmaker when he finally joins parliament. Robert Kyagulanyi Ssentamu began his music career in the early 2000s and adopted the stage name Bobi Wine. His first songs, Akagoma, Funtula and Sunda, brought him success in the East African music scene. His music has been characterized as reggae, dancehall, and Afrobeat, often with a socially conscious message. The leader of the group Firebase Crew until its disbandment, after which he started a new group known as the Ghetto Republic of Uganda. He has released more than 70 songs in over 15 years. Bobi Wine has done many successful concerts, and most recent is the Mother's Day, 10th May 2020, an online concert where he collected close to 30,000 online viewers amidst the coronavirus. Lockdown on Sunday evening, dubbed Ensasage Munyumba, this set a record of the most watched online concert in Uganda. In April 2017, Kyagulanyi announced his candidacy for parliament in an upcoming by-election for the Kyadondo East constituency, Wakiso district, marking his first step into active politics. His door-to-door walking campaign attracted attention both in Uganda and abroad. He won the contest by a wide margin, beating 2 seasoned candidates, Sitenda Sebalu of the ruling National Resistance Movement Party and Ampolo Kantinti of the main opposition party Forum for Democratic Change. In 2018, Kyagulanyi gained increasing fame, championing the victories in most of the by-elections by the candidates he campaigned for, thus beating out NRM and FDC candidates. On 14th August 2018, supporters of the independent candidate for parliament, Kassiano Wadri, allegedly obstructed and attacked President Yoweri Museveni's convoy in the northern town of Arua near Gulu. Museveni's motorcade was allegedly pelted with stones, leading to clashes between security forces and protesters. Later, Kyagulanyi, an outspoken critic of Museveni, revealed through a social media post that police had intentionally shot at his vehicle, killing his driver Yasin Kauma following the clash. The trouble started after different candidates were marching to their respective offices with supporters after campaign rallies ahead of the by-election to choose Arua Municipality Member of Parliament. On Dokasinzikuru Street, supporters of Mr. Kassiano Wadri, an opposition-leaning candidate, were marching ahead of supporters of Ms. Nusrat Tiperu, the National Resistance Movement candidate. Suddenly, gunshots were fired on Mr. Wadri's group, forcing them to scatter. The group retaliated by hurling stones at security forces. Honorable Kyagulanyi is one of the politicians who are in the town to campaign for Mr. Wadri, and President Yoweri Museveni was also present to campaign for Ms. Nusrat Tiperu, and in that commotion, his driver Yasin Kauma lost his life. Robert Kyagulanyi Ssentamu was then arrested on 15th August 2018 for possible charges of unlawful possession of firearms and incitement to violence, after which he was brought in front of a military court and charged with the former the following day. It was reported that Kyagulanyi appeared to have been beaten because of the worrying state he was in. At the time before appearing in court, he couldn't walk on his own and in great pain. On 24th July 2018, Robert Kyagulanyi Ssentamu formally announced his bid to run for presidency in the 2021 general elections. Following his presidential bid in the 2021 general elections, Robert Kyagulanyi Ssentamu, the People Power leader, received clearance from the Electoral Commission to start his presidential consultative meetings. However, his first phase consultative meetings faced blockage from the police under claims that he did not observe the stated guidelines regulating public gatherings. Kyagulanyi contested for presidency where he got only 35%, with Yoweri Kaguta Museveni winning at 58%.
The government warned Ugandans using virtual private networks that it has acquired capacity to monitor and switch off the sites of the VPN service providers. Government also said that it will hunt down who have already installed the application in the mobile phones and arrest them. Ugandans first ventured into VPN during the 2016 general elections when government switched off social media sites on account that they could be used to incite post-election violence. Since then, VPN has become popular and further gained ground when government also introduced social media tax, commonly known as over-the-top tax, in 2018. Mr. Peter Ogwang, the State Minister for ICT and National Guidance, yesterday warned VPN users and revealed that all is set to block them. Uganda Communications Commission has also acquired gadgets and capacity to switch off all the VPN websites, and those who have been hiding under VPN will have nowhere to hide but to pay the taxes. UCC shall first identify all the websites offering VPN services and block them. There are many, but we shall ensure we block all of them. Then from there, we shall start the next phase of blocking those who are already using the services. When government introduced social media task, the UCC said it had acquired gadgets to block those using the VPN services to dodge the OTT tax. However, to date, the said gadgets have not helped in any way. Mr. Ogwang also said government is in the process of reopening social media sites after over a week of shutdown. Government shut down all social media sites and internet ahead of January 14th general elections, and for a week, the internet remained shut. On Monday this week, the internet was eventually restored, but social media sites officially remained suspended. However, by yesterday evening, some Ugandans, the non-VPN users, started receiving Facebook and WhatsApp messages signaling that services were being restored. The Junior Sector Minister, however, did not give timeline for the planned social media reopening. The Ministry of Finance, through a letter from the Deputy Secretary to the Treasury, Mr. Patrick O'Sailop, has already complained that the internet shutdown affected revenue collection and other services in the country. Government has come under criticism for shutting down internet and social media with different actors calling for quick restoration of the services. They argued that the shutdown denied Ugandans access to information and prepared grounds for rigging. However, the government has stood its ground, maintaining the ban. The president officially communicated the ban in his pre-election address last week, but blamed the shutdown on a Facebook decision that targeted NRM message senders. The National Unity Platform was formerly known as the National Unity Reconciliation and Development Party, a social liberal and a progressive political party in Uganda led by Nkonge Chibalama to Ssentamu Kyagulanyi. Today, we bring to you the political transformation journey of UGANDA'S a party.
As the new leader of the National Unity Platform, I give you a go-ahead to fly your umbrella.
The NUP was led by Moses Nkonge Chibalama from December 2004 until July 2020. The NUP was formed in December 2004, headed by Moses Chibalama. For the next 16 years, he served as the president of the party. In July 2017, Robert Kyagulanyi Ssentamu was sworn in as the Member of Parliament representing Kyadondo East constituency. in the 10th Parliament, that is 2016 to 2021. To win that constituency, he beat two seasoned politicians in a by-election, Tenda Sebelu of the ruling National Resistance Movement and Apollo Kantinti of the main opposition party Forum for Democratic Change. While running for the Chadondo East seat, Kyagulanyi was shunned by both the DP and FDC political parties, so he ran as independent candidate. He adopted the People Power slogan as his rallying call, leading to what is referred to as the People Power movement in Uganda. Since the formation of the People Power movement 3 years ago, a number of legislators, including members of the ruling National Resistance Movement and Opposition Forum for Democratic Change, have allied with People Power. The People Power movement finally got a legally registered party, NUP, and changed the name to National Unity Platform. On 14th July 2020, Kyagulanyi Ssentamu assumed leadership of the party and allegations for becoming a party flag bearer in the upcoming January 2021 Ugandan presidential elections started passing in the corridors. On 22nd July 2020, the founders of NUP, together with leading personalities from the People Power movement, announced that Kyagulanyi had been elected president of the NUP and presidential party flag bearer in the upcoming 2021 national elections. The party got registered with Uganda Electoral Commission to fully participate in the presidential elections of 2021. The party's symbol is an umbrella in red, white and blue surrounded by 3 circles in red, white and navy blue. The NUP symbol got fully gazetted by the Uganda Electoral Commission. However, long-time political party UPC petitioned to Electoral Commission for the colors being used, but the case didn't go far. On 28 July 2020, the party leaders officially started the party activities by unveiling membership cards that costed only 1,000 Ugandan shillings, about an amount they said did not discriminate against social class and would be affordable to every Ugandan. On 3rd August 2020, the party president announced 5 members of parliament who crossed that day to the National Unity Platform. These included John Baptist Nambeshe of NRM, Patrick Nsamba of NRM, Francis Zake, who was independent, and Busuju's legislator David Karaga, who was also independent. On 13th August 2020, 16 more members of the parliament joined the NUP political party, crossing from Democratic Party. The total number of members of parliament who started crossing from different parties to NUP increased during the first 2 weeks of August 2020 to 2021. During the presidential elections held on 14th January early this year, Robert Kyagulanyi Ssentamu managed to get 3,475,298 votes, which is 34.83%, but he did not win. Today, the party marks 6 months of existence, but apparently the National Unity Platform holds 61 seats in parliament, 41 councillors at the city hall, and many seats countrywide. Let's go for a break. Don't go away. Welcome back from the break. For support, growth and recovery, Uganda Development Bank disbursed 242 billion shillings to vital sectors of the economy in 2020, seeking to support economic recovery and long-term development.
At least 192 billion shillings was disbursed to support primary agriculture, agro-industrialization and manufacturing, which UDB said is consistent with the need to accelerate socio-economic development through sustainable financial interventions. 162 billion shillings was disbursed to projects outside Kampala metropolitan area, while 351 billion shillings worth of approved projects is yet to be disbursed. UDB has been at the forefront of advancing cheap capital to businesses, in which government is seeking to revitalize the economy that has suffered due to COVID-19. The bank was capitalized with close to 1 trillion shillings in addition to 455 billion shillings additional capital. Last year, UDB undertook specific interventions in other sectors such as tourism, human capital development and infrastructure, including ICT, given that it was an unprecedented year due to the onset of COVID-19. At least Kampala metropolitan area, which has the largest concentration of Uganda's business, received the largest share of approved loans, which stood at 109.4 billion shillings. Northern Uganda received 105.8 billion shillings, representing 24% of disbursed money, while Western received 77.8 billion shillings, which translated to 18%. Eastern received 75.7 billion shillings, 17%, while central government got 74.8 billion shillings, that is 17%. UDB said it had made a decision to support tourism, noting it was a major source of foreign exchange earnings for Uganda, yet it had been ravaged by COVID-19. The disbursement of sectors and values include primary agriculture at 151.9 billion shillings, agro-industry 134.8 billion shillings, manufacturing 100.8 billion shillings, tourism 20.1 billion shillings, infrastructure 11.8 billion shillings, and health services 10.6 billion shillings.
Mali's government says it has chosen to use the AstraZeneca COVID-19 vaccine in its plan to initially immunize 4.2 million people by the start of April.
Health Minister Fanda Sibi said on Friday that the vaccination would first target medical staff, the elderly, and those with comorbidities. Sibi said the vaccines, unlike some others, do not need to be stored at ultra-cold temperatures and would arrive in the country at the end of March. The Council of Ministers on Thursday, in a statement released on social networks, said it wanted to buy more than 8.4 million doses of the COVID vaccines, which would cost more than $58 million. It, however, explained the funds would be sought with assistance from the financial contribution of the Global Alliance for Vaccines and Immunization and the World Bank. The World Health Organization and the Global Alliance for Vaccines and Immunization have set up the COVAX mechanism to distribute doses to disadvantaged countries. World Health Organization hopes to send the vaccines at the end of January or in February. The West African nation, with a population of about 18.5 million, has recorded so far over 7,000 COVID-19 cases, including 320 deaths.
Representatives from rival Libyan camps said a candidacy process would open Tuesday for key institutional appointments after a new round of talks in Morocco on ending nearly a decade of conflict.
The process, set to run until February 2nd, aims to quickly fill several strategic posts in order to facilitate collaboration with an interim executive body set to be elected next week in Geneva, a joint statement said Saturday. Oil-rich Libya has been riven by civil war since a NATO-backed uprising that ousted longtime dictator Muammar Gaddafi in 2011. The UN-recognized government of National Accord, GNA, is based in the capital, while a House of Representatives which does not recognize the Tripoli administration is based in the east. A fragile ceasefire between the two sides agreed in Geneva last October has largely held despite threats by Eastern military strongman Khalifa Haftar to resume fighting. The talks that opened Friday in Bosnika, south of Moroccan capital Rabat, bring together representatives from the Tobruk-based House of Representatives and the Tripoli-based High Council of State, which advises GNA. The GNA has said the negotiations would center on appointments to the country's sovereign posts. The joint statement said the positions included the heads of the Central Bank, Electoral Commission, Anti-Corruption Commission, Supreme Court and Administrative Control Authority, as well as the Attorney General. The parties also agreed to form working groups to deal with the candidacy process for the posts, which have long been points of contention between the rival administrations, the statement added. Once finalized, the candidacies will be presented to representatives of the two sides. The talks are the latest in several inter-Libyan dialogues held since September in the North African Kingdom. At separate talks in Geneva earlier this week, Libyan representatives voted to pass a mechanism to choose an interim executive to govern until elections planned for December 24th. At UN-backed talks in Egypt Wednesday, Libyan envoys agreed to hold a constitutional referendum before the December polls.
Let's go for a break. Don't go away.
Consciously, the change brought about by African National Congress is not a domination of our neighbors. We are there to bring about equality. We want stability within the region. And that stability will be done not by domination of any form, but equality and competition on the spheres of economy. The leadership of the ANC over decades was based on collective leadership. And any of the present members of the National Executive can take a lead and be successful. I take into account the fact that people can never be equal. Mandela has got a universal approach which is today accepted the world over. To reach that position isn't going to be easy, but it's not the other way around. It doesn't mean to say that because you no longer have Mandela, then that chaos will follow in the country. That's not correct. That's not the nature of the leadership we've developed over years.
Born in Agribo area of Transkei on 18th May 1912, the same year the forerunner of the ANC was formed, Sisulu's father was a visiting white foreman supervising a Black Road gang, and his mother was a local Xhosa woman. Sisulu was raised by his mother and uncle, the local headman. Walter Sisulu's mixed heritage and lighter skin was influential in his early social development. He felt distance from his peers and rejected the differential attitudes his family showed towards South Africa's white administration. Sisulu attended the local Anglican Missionary Institute, but dropped out after 4th grade in 1927 at the age of 15 to find work at a Johannesburg dairy to help support his family. He returned to the Transkei later that year to attend the Xhosa initiation ceremony and achieve adult status. Walter Sisulu was a South African anti-apartheid activist, member of the African National Congress, and one of the foremost influences in South African politics. In 1944, along with Oliver Tambo and Nelson Mandela, he joined the ANC Youth League, founded by Anthony Lamberti, initially becoming the treasurer. Throughout his political career, he fought against black-on-black violence between ANC and IFP. In 1964, he was sentenced to life and imprisoned on Robben Island alongside Nelson Mandela. He spent 26 years in jail and was released in 1989. at the age of 77. He campaigned in the first true multiracial elections in South Africa in 1994 and saw his dream of black majority rule fulfilled. He retired after the election, though he kept an office at ANC headquarters where he would drop in from time to time. He was also known for his doting marriage to Albertina Sisulu, a fellow freedom fighter. Walter Sisulu received a special state funeral on 17th May 2003.
Welcome back from the break. And in Egypt, the Egyptian government has been stepping up its long-standing policy of destabilizing and weakening Ethiopia by providing full support to anti-peace elements and pitting neighbors against it, according to a top Ethiopian diplomat.
The official, who holds a high position in the Ethiopian Foreign Ministry and asked for anonymity, said that Egypt has intensified its destabilization efforts against Ethiopia and the volatile Horn of Africa region. Ethiopia's administration, led by Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed, who took office in 2018, has faced multiple domestic and external security challenges. Last November, Ahmed told Parliament that since he became premier, Ethiopia had witnessed 114 ethnic and religious conflicts, resulting in the deaths of thousands and displacements of millions of people. According to him, all those conflicts were manufactured, instigated, and led by Ethiopian armed and unarmed forces bent on thwarting his administration's political, social, and economic reform agenda in order to trigger a regime change or failed state. The diplomat said that for more than half a century, the Egyptian establishment has been providing financial, military, and diplomatic assistance to armed and unarmed Ethiopian forces in its bid to destabilize and weaken Ethiopia and thwart its ambition to utilize the resources of the Nile River. Despite strong opposition from Egypt and Sudan, Ethiopia is planning to begin the second phase of filling this August. Early power generation is slated to start this January or February. The armed Guma's militia is unleashing brutal ethnic attacks on ethnic minorities in Ethiopia's western Benshangul Gumuz state, where the dam is located. Hundreds of civilians have been massacred and tens of thousands displaced. According to the Ethiopian government, the sole aim of the Gumuz militia, which has been trying to block the main road leading to the dam, is to trigger a civil war in the region and beyond, and eventually delay or thwart the dam's construction.
And in our sports today, Cameroon has qualified for the quarterfinals of CHAN after a hard-fought match against Burkina Faso in Yaoundé. The Central African country joins Mali, who dominated Zimbabwe by 1-0 in Douala to qualify from Group A.
The match was one that fans did not fail to watch in dedicated fan zones in various locations in economic capital Douala. Concentrated in front of a wide screen, each viewer prays for a goal for the Lions, but nothing will help. The score remained blank till the end. Cameroon, however, got through thanks to Mali's full win over Zimbabwe, a performance on the field that the fans still appreciate in a country that's hosting the tournament. With Cameroon and Mali's qualification from Group A for the quarterfinals, Burkina Faso and Zimbabwe get eliminated and go home. Cameroon and Mali will, however, have to wait for the outcome of Group B's games today to know who their opponents would be in the quarterfinals. The matches include Congo versus Libya and Niger versus Democratic Republic of Congo.
Thank you so much for watching with us. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. We shall keep updating you.
This is Africa, and that was the news.